Oh, they're already stripped.
All right.
What do you think he should do?
What do you think? Do you like that they stripped him?
You went 2 years without defending a belt. Yes, strip him.
It really. Damn, I keep hearing
I
this.
don't think
2
he was
fucking
fighting
years.
the bubble. That's the thing.
That's fine. Strip him.
Okay.
Like that's fine. You do whatever you want
Can
to
he
do.
still have
and they
like
didn't.
that?
And here's the crazy thing is they stripped him the gentlemanly way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nicest way you can take about it.
They put you a
It is the
recess.
nicest
So
way.
basically, it was we're taking this from
I
you.
don't
Cool.
get that.
Cool, you can't fight. You have your senatorial things. You got your other stuff going on. Cool, you can't fight. And we're just gonna take this from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like it's both ours, but it's at my house. And we're gonna give it to the person who's a regular champion because this person's actually willing to fight. And then if you decide that you want to get your stuff together and you want to come over here and fight, then you got first crack at it. That seems
Oh, that's
fine
perfect.
to me.
That's perfect.
Who was the last
That's
person they did it
essentially what
to?
at recess means.
The last person I recall, it was Klitschko's little brother or big brother, whatever he is.
No, they've done it way more recently.
Who
than that.
was the reason?
Devin Haney.
They
And
did
it was
it.
the WBC, not the WBA. Because remember, initially they stripped him
Mm-hmm.
because of his injury. Then he went back and was like, "Oh, my injury's not that severe. I'll be back sooner."
Yep.
So they
Any
were
other
sort
high
of-
people they have done it to?
But they definitely, yeah. But they had originally, because of his surgery and injury, and they didn't even wait 6 months before they stripped him or
It was
put
like
him at
3
recess.
months after he won
And then
the
but they
belt.
reinstated him. They did end up.
Who else a
reinstating
high of a good boxer they have done either? Do you recall?
him. They've stripped Golovkin. They've stripped.
But they gave him the
stripped-
recess?
No, they just stripped him.
Oh, they strip. Well, stripping, yeah, that happens a lot of
Yeah, they
times.
just- yeah, they
The
just flat out
Benavidez
strip
has been
him.
stripped a couple
But-
times.
Well, see,
His is the weight
he
loss.
was stripped for violations.
Yeah.
That's different too. It's one thing to get stripped because, well, it's one to give it up to keep from getting stripped, which is what Keith Thurman did, what Canelo did, what Golovkin did.
Hey, what do you guys think would happen if Keith Thurman never had those injuries? How do you think?
Him and Arrow would have fought by now.
You think so?
He would have been forced to have to fight him.
He would have had to. He
He's
would've ran
not
out
a
of
154.
You think any of them would have fought Bud?
I don't think so. I think Bud is a Bob Arum problem. Like honestly, I think the only real obstacle to that fight is Bob Arum
Mm-hmm.
and his continued lying. Because I don't know if you heard his last little thing.
What'd he say?
He was claiming that he talked to Al Heyman and it was Errol Spence was holding up the fight.
Well, maybe what he means,
Thank you. Yeah.
in the sense, I'll just be slightly devil advocate. I never defend. Maybe you don't think the part what he's saying is, remember what his Spence has always said? It's either 60-40 or 7. Fuck around, it would be 70-30.
What do they want?
Yeah.
That was said a couple of months ago.
But maybe that's where.
But that's the first time that was said. So
But maybe what he's coming from is the sense where he's trying to make Spence look bad is the part of Spence saying, okay, I want to fight you because we all know them two are not they're not scared of each other.
No,
it's
neither
the
one of-
promotion, whatever.
Like I said, I feel like Bob Arum is the obstacle to that.
So
fight.
maybe I'm guessing in there, Spence told Al, okay, it has to be 60-40, at least.
At least.
And that's where I think Bob is trying to say he's holding up the fight because it should be 50-50.
Wasn't Manny,
That's where I'm thinking Bob is going.
Wasn't Manny Floyd?
Because Bob tries to make it seem like it's
Yeah. Like,
where Spence wants some crazy money. Where I think Spence is going, I want 60-40.
But here's the thing, though. I feel like that fight is at least. I feel like that fight's at least
Yeah.
a $60 million fight. Do the split on 60-40 of a $60 million fight. That's more than
This will be easily Crawford's biggest money fight.
but
The
like,
most money he's gonna make.
like three, 4 times
Yeah, easy.
the amount of money he's ever made. So that's my point is, I feel like
And it's a career-defining fight. Legacy fight.
Terrence Crawford is being stubborn in this.
He has that pound-for-pound shit in his head.
He's being stubborn, and here's another thing that I think he needs to understand is that, because I've heard him recently say that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and them white dudes don't like you like that.
Yeah.
They don't love you like that at all. You need Errol Spence to make the Hall of Fame. And not only do you need him, you need to win.
You think even if he loses, he's Hall of Fame?
Do I think he deserves to?
Why?
I think at the current moment right now, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if Crawford is.
I think he is.
Or if I did it, I don't put
Arturo
it.
Gatti is in the Hall of Fame, my G.
I
Like, nah,
won't
he's a Hall of
say
Famer.
easily a first ballot, but I'll say he gets in.
Here's the thing. I think he's a Hall of Famer, but I am not a boxing sports writer. And clearly those dudes have their heads up their behinds most of the time.
You know what's a lot of the Hall of Fames? The baseball one's so fucking stupid of how they vote people
They
in.
should vote
NFL
Steve
occasionally.
Rosenberg back in.
And I know you know all about those.
But anyway, we've even gotten off subject. But no, I definitely feel like they should have stripped Manny. They definitely, because 2 years, it was going to be closer to actually 3 by the time he actually fights again. And he was talking about fighting people that had shit to do with the 147-pound division. So yeah, I would have. Because if he would have been like, hey, I'm going to fight Ugas next for a tune-up, and then I'll fight Arrow, the WBA would have been like, bet, now we only have 1 belt. We ain't even have to worry about having a regular, because you'll have a regular and our super.
Now, how would you think that fight would go?
Ugas versus Manny?
Yeah.
I think Manny wins.
I think Manny wins easy.
Ugas,
I think Ugas is a good fighter.
Okay, so how does Ugas do against Keith Thurman then?
He loses.
Huh?
He loses.
Then, exactly. So Manny wins easily. If you see how Manny beat Keith Thurman?
That was a close fight.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Manny Thurman was a close fight.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if that's how he is, why is him and Ugas going to be a close fight? If you have him beating Ugas.
That's just Ugas is just a big dude. Like, Ugas is
is he a tall dude?
Bigger guy.
He looks lengthy.
He's a much bigger guy than Manny. So I'm saying, like, the size itself can cause him some problems, and he's got enough pop that he can give him trouble. I don't think I have zero questions as to whether or not Manny wins that fight. But easy, like, I know somebody's gonna win, and easy or two. That's still 2 different things for me. Yeah. Like, I can say, like, oh yeah, no, he's gonna get. When the Mikey Spence fight got announced, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that should be easy. You're gonna get washed.
I thought
I thought he was gonna get dog walked. I thought he was gonna get stopped, and I knew he was gonna get dog walked. I didn't think he was gonna get dog walked like that.
Like
that was actually to me worse.
Yeah.
Because you had to do that shit for 12 rounds. But anyway, but again, back to the whole Manny shit. It's just that's what they should have done. That's what all of them should do. If it was the right thing to do, and if the dude under you was already trying to get at the person who was trying, because Arrow's been telling. As a matter of fact, we got to call out some Manny clout chasing too. Because Manny did a little bit of clout chasing at both the Errol Spence's fights. Because right after the Mikey fight, he jumped in the ring. He's like, I believe, and then nothing. Radio silence. He got the fuck out.
I heard for that one, I heard he wanted to plan to go in the ring if Mikey won, because he's just more favorable. I heard it was what's the Cowboys owner? Terry Jones is the one that edged him to like, come on, it's for Spence. Go in there.
Oh no, we saw him. We saw when Arrow dragged his ass back in when he was trying to run out the ring. Like, no, come back. No, we saw that he wanted no.
I heard it with that one. He was never planning to go in the ring.
After the Danny Garcia fight, he wasn't there. But all the next
the comment. Then he
got excited as hell. He was like,
all I'm hearing is
Pacquiao say something.
All I'm hearing is Manny talking about how he's so much faster. And how his speed will beat Arrow, but you see he wasn't any closer to trying to make that fight happen. So he used his name for a couple of days after, and then he kept his ass in the Philippines because he know better. He don't want them problems.
Has Manny ever fought in the Philippines?
He's still doing senatorial stuff.
Has Manny fought in the Philippines since he's been like big?
No, closest was Macau, China.
Damn.
That's when he fought Brandon Rios, wasn't
it? Why don't they give him a fight in the Philippines, man?
Because he fought Brandon Rios in China.
Yeah.
It wasn't in America.
In the Philippines?
Huh?
Do you spend fights in the Philippines?
If the bag is right.
The bag I think could be right over there.
I mean,
what
I think
are
he
the
has no
restrictions
choice.
like though?
Oh no, if in normal situations.
Yeah, no, you can make the bag right. Absolutely.
I think over there it could be.
Just think about
he did it with KO.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm saying if the bag is right, absolutely.
Didn't he fight in Dubai too?
Who?
Manny?
No. Oh, not Manny.
No?
I don't think so.
Or am I just mistaken that for the AJ and Andrew Reese?
Not
a
lot of stuff goes on in the Middle East because of all of their restrictions. Usually, what ends up happening with that is dudes engage in what's called sports washing. But that's a whole nother subject.
I don't know why I thought
Manny.
Manny.
Even had a time for.
I don't know why I thought Manny.
That had nothing to do with boxing because they don't just do it with boxing. They did it with the World Cup Stadium and all that.
The Jeff Horn one wasn't. That one was somewhere else, wasn't it?
That was in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
That was in Jeff Horn's hometown.
Yeah.
I don't know if
that's actually his hometown.
When you hit to his stage, in your opinion, when you hit to Manny stage, in that tail end right there, when you don't really have to prove nothing. You could even say like a year or two before, when you don't really have to prove that. Would you start wanting to fight in stadiums or countries that you've never really been in?
Yeah, do a farewell tour. Absolutely.
That's what Canelo wants to do.
Absolutely.
What would be one you would want to do?
Africa, definitely.
Oh, Africa.
And not South Africa either. Fuck them.
Has there ever been a fight in Africa?
Yes.
Is that is that
Rumble
Muhammad?
in the-
Okay, I was trying to see if it was that, but I didn't fully know. I was like, okay, hold on, let me make sure if that is it or not. But there hasn't been one since.
Your homie?
Get your man.
It's your homie?
Get your-
I
Hey, you like the New York rapper? Get your man, son.
Yeah, you just-
Get your man.
I was just making sure.
What's wrong with this
I
guy?
didn't know fully if it was him.
But
I
you
knew
know
he.
what Canelo's last 3 fights was, huh?
No, I cannot tell you where they actually were.
Right.
I know the last one
okay.
was San Antonio. That's it. I think.
You gonna tell me where Ryan Garcia's last posted picture was at?
No, I cannot tell you that either.
I would want to go. I would want to do one in Africa.
UK.
I wouldn't want to do one in the UK. Oh, actually, I'll fight in the UK, but I want to fight a UK fighter. If I fight in the UK, I want to fight somebody from Ireland.
They hate Irish people, bro.
Yeah, I know. So they hate us both. I ain't got to be worried about getting shit thrown at me. Like, no, I said what I said for a reason.
I wouldn't mind fighting Dubai.
Here's the thing.
Of course, Mexico for me.
Hey,
bro.
like, and you think I just hate the UK, but for real, like, what is in the UK that, like, shitty food and bad weather? Like, no, I don't like being cold. Like,
What do you want to fight in
That's
France?
honestly
I
my
like the
bigger
fam,
issue
the
with.
fam.
Now, if there was a fight big enough and they were from
The fam.
someone there, hey man, I'll go ahead and get them some pay for their ferry ride to come over to Monaco.
What about like France?
No,
No?
cool. French people are rude as fuck.
For real?
After Muhammad, has there ever been a fight back there?
Huh?
Over there and over there?
In Africa?
Since Muhammad Ali?
There's been some, and there's been
With smaller ones?
Joshua
There's been some
Clottey,
big. There's been big ones. There's been big ones in South Africa too.
Joshua
you know, that's where all the
Clottey,
colonizers.
Didn't Wilder say he wanted to fight there?
Yeah. Then he lost. He can still do it
It
though.
still happens.
I think that's the only person I've heard about talking about wanting to do something over there. I've heard a lot of MMA
Oh,
dudes.
AJ did, but
AJ?
Hey,
He
Eddie
wants to
Hearn
go to
shut that shit
Nigeria.
down real quick.
He wants to go to Nigeria, he said.
Yeah, because he is of Nigerian descent. Yeah, but
Now-
your boy shut that down real quick.
Okay.
You're like, yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk. And you never heard
You know
about
how if there's a fight in Dubai, it's the Dubai people paying for it?
it. That's okay.
Is it the same thing over there too?
No.
No?
Well, yeah, kind of. Like, 'cause you
Or
have
is-
to- it depends. It really just depends on where and who. Like,
Cause I never
what
hear about
government
people
you're
fighting.
talking
The only thing I've heard Dana White, but we all know how. That's a different than boxing. But that's the only I never hear about
Well,
boxers talking about that or
it's-
how that goes. I don't
it's
know.
very similarly done as far as like
Dubai?
fighting sports, as far as putting stuff together. I'm talking about putting
okay,
stuff together. UFC versus boxing. Like the sports are different, but the way they're put together, a lot of from if you we pull up the California State Athletic Commission boilerplate contract. They just have a box that you check for whatever fighting sport you do. For any fighting sport, Muay Thai, wrestling, boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, like they're all the same boilerplate contract, just with like certain things plugged in that apply to whatever specific sport. And it's so as far as that goes, it's much the same way in other countries. And like I said, the Dubai stuff that's a whole other subject. We should probably address it.
That's blood money.
I wouldn't mind fighting. No, I wouldn't be against. Maybe just because I see it a lot in UFC. They fight in Dubai.
Money in America is blood money.
It's like fucking every country is like some type of blood money. Would you want to fight in like Puerto Rico?
No.
Nah.
Nothing like that?
No, not
Is there a country you would go
I mean, not particularly. Like, I'm not turning down a fight in Puerto Rico.
if they offer you good money?
Yeah, like the bag is
But that's
right,
that's not up there.
and
your
I can
list.
get a vacation. Yeah, no, absolutely. But no, I'm not looking to fight in Puerto Rico. Brazil,
Why Brazil?
That's interesting.
never been.
Oh.
Well, yeah, if
What,
you're doing the
AIDS?
thing, it's because
Huh?
you could be in
What,
that
AIDS?
country.
I want AIDS.
Yeah.
Were you fighting China?
You realize they're not just handing AIDS out at the airport. You realize that, right? Like, you have to be actually doing some shit.
What about
I'd be
China?
like Joel.
Huh?
Occasionally, China has some big fights. Would you do one in China?
Macau.
I know it's not your number one, but would you
I'd rather
consider?
go to Japan.
I'll go to
Japan?
Japan.
Okay.
I'd rather go to Japan.
I wouldn't.
And again, if the bag is right.
Yeah, all of them are. Yeah, the
if
bag's right.
the bag is right, I'm going.
I'm guessing the last place you would want to go is Russia.
Why? The bag is right.
The Russian people are crazy over there, and they kind of dislike us. You're black, so they dislike you. They're
You're
like,
trying to give me the UK.
I would think the Russians maybe dislike you guys more.
No, they hate everybody.
We all did. I know.
My issue with Russia, again, cold, not people.
That's true.
Have you seen where St. Petersburg is? Have you seen Prague? Nah, I'm good.
I don't pay the
Far
Russia.
past
Try
that.
to.
It's way too far away from the equator, let's just put it that way.
You go to Hawaii.